I'll tell you how delusional I was, thinking that maybe they was together. I was like, could he be the nanny? Could he be the nanny? Like, I was
Oh, yeah,
there
girl.
looking
When
at the
you said
pictures.
that in the voice note, I was like, the
I
nanny.
told you that.
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about this season finale of Love is Blind Season 9, baby. I am happy we are wrapping this shit up, okay? I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I am an attorney and a pop culture writer. This season has been a train wreck. I called it, though. In the beginning, I was 1 minute and 42 seconds in. I got the reel on Instagram to prove it. I said, it's giving 0 marriages. I was like, it's
You did say
giving
that.
0 marriages. Why is everybody crying? I clocked it. Just want to say.
Yes. It's been a lot of tears.
Yeah.
A lot of BS.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, Netflix could have kept this season, honey.
Yeah.
They could have kept it.
Yeah. Somebody said that in our comments. I was like, yeah, just like they usually keep them engagements that don't show up on the show. And,
Right.
and it's interesting that like they usually have a bunch of engagements that we don't even know about. And this season it's like 0, like nothing. So
Yeah, we
that's
haven't
a
heard
very
anything about just Pod Squad people.
yeah. So I guess that's why they probably had the Casey, Patrick, Anna, all that story. So, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But do we want to get into Megan and Jordan? Because they were the only ones we thought could possibly say yes. I thought they could, but we come out with the news. Sparkle Megan has a baby or something, allegedly.
A baby, allegedly, the baby looks tiny. Newborn.
Oh yeah, gotta be. It's like a year ago this stuff was filmed.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, he probably does have money, considering Megan's needs.
Look like that. That man look like
he
got money.
Very.
He looked like the leading man from one of these Netflix movies. Like he looked like he got money.
Yeah,
he got a bald head.
Like a Chris Colleen.
He looked like he got money.
It is ironic though, right? That like the last line we hear from Megan is, I don't even know if I'm fit to be a mother. And baby, I don't know if she was expecting that one. If she was hoping for it or what. So when the reunion does come, because I did hear it was supposed to be reunion news, but it got leaked.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see how the story unfolded and where she is now in terms of those trips to Cabo and all the other things that she was not too happy about having to give up by being with somebody like Jordan to now having a newborn.
Yeah.
Baby, you're starting over.
Yeah, but I don't even think that their disconnection was like all about the trips and the lifestyle per se, in my view, as much as there's just something that just I think it was the money factor. I really do. I think the lifestyle stuff was like a byproduct of it, but I think it was just this level of like, she had a little fun weekend. She had a little Stella got her groove back moment with Jordan. And I feel like once reality set in, she was like, I'm not living my life with him, I'm not trying to say she was intentionally going through this, not thinking she would move forward. I think she just was having like a moment and thought she was about to do this and then realized like, no, 90% of me is a serious woman. So this little 10% I'm trying to live in is not going to work. And so I think that's part of it. Well,
I think the money and the lifestyle go hand in hand. I mean, the money provides her the lifestyle that she doesn't ultimately want to give up. I think a lot of Megan's issue in her approach with this was like she leaned so much, I think, into this connection, this diabetes connection between her dad and Luca, that I feel like it was the rose-colored glasses to the reality of one, not only having a potential stepson, but two, also the very vast differences in income. And when the sister was like, you fell in love with the kid, I'm like, yeah, because that became like, it seemed like the crux of everything for Megan, right? Like she was leaning into this spiritual idea of what could be. And I feel like a a lot of times we've like find these coincidences with
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
and it's like it's just a quinky like it's just a coincidence. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean that now all of a sudden all of these things just string together and it must be
Mhm.
like, and it has to be. And I think it's great to find meaning and create meaning in things. I think also too sometimes like there's other things happening that are also creating meaning, like your intuition telling you this might not work, these other experiences happening that tell you this just may not work, that we also need to lean into.
But I also, like, when I was saying earlier about, like, the money, I think that it's the ambition, it's like the attraction, you know? It's not just the lifestyle because she can still have that lifestyle with her money alone. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think
Yeah.
it's this ambition and stuff with him. And I do agree with your point with the child. There's something about that that became, like, bigger than what was in front of her, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was like,
But I mean, even
I was gonna say,
sorry.
like, I was saying to myself though, I was like, this is very, Megan to end it the way, end it early, not even do the song and, what is it? Dancing pony show, whatever
Song
the
and
saying
dance.
is. Yes. She just ended it. It's very, very Megan. I was like, very, very mature, but also, I would have been Jordan being mad about her meeting the son. Like, I would have been mad. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like that's where I
Yeah.
would have been. Like, I'm like, I would have been kind of like, don't meet him if you're not sure. But I also wonder what they refer to her as. Like, if daddy's gonna have a new wife, or if it was like daddy's friend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, no matter what the introduction was, it was an introduction, baby. And that be the thing when you are with people who have children. You
mhm,
can't just come in and think it's just that one person. Like
mhm,
when you come into somebody's life who has a child, you are essentially like you are adding yourself into their organism, into their structure. It's not
mhm.
just your partner, it's the child and also that child's other parent and whatever that other person got going on. In Lucas' case, his mama.
Yeah.
So I was with Jordan. I'm like, yeah, baby, girl, you didn't think this through.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Stella got her groove back, and then Stella realized, baby,
The bills
nah,
gotta
I
be
need to
paid.
go find the mic. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, I was like, not her coming back to the original. I'm like, this is
Yes.
very interesting. But this guy in the pictures don't look like Mike. I'll tell you how delusional I was, thinking that maybe it was possibly still a way that, like, they was together. I was like, could he be the nanny? Could he be the nanny? Like, I was
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there
girl.
looking
When
at the
you said
pictures.
that in the voice note, I was like, the
I
nanny.
told you that.
Yes. I'm like, that man said he didn't want no nanny for his children, okay? So I don't know about a nanny. Is it a male nanny at that? I don't know about that. Not over that newborn child.
Right. I was like, yeah, it's this interesting. But at the bachelor party, just a side note, they had a teeny smidget. They gave us a teeny smidget. I was like,
Yeah.
it must have been dry.
Very
'Cause
dry. And Megan's friend did say then, I felt like, you're in love with the kid. Like you fell in
yeah,
love with the
yeah,
kid.
yeah,
And she was even bringing up the difference with money.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so
But
it was clear then. I was like, yeah, they ain't getting
this is what I'm
married.
about to say about that. I was like, her friends, they did look like some rich heifers. They looked on
Yeah.
par. I know the theme
Yeah.
was like everybody was wearing fur, but I was like, the fur just added to the, like, I got some rich friends.
Yeah. Her friends and Allie's
I
friends, baby.
like
And
it's giving these are our trophy wives. Like, that's giving I make my
yes.
own money section, and then Allie's friends was given we marry into money
We
section.
spend the money.
We spend the
Yes.
money. Yes. But yeah, I don't know. What
Yeah.
any thoughts about
I
Jordan?
feel bad for him. I feel like Jordan's gonna make a great partner. I
Oh, for
am interested
sure.
to see, where he's at now, a year and some change after this when we see the reunion. Interested to see how he broke the news to Luca. I
Mm,
want to know,
yeah.
just the nosy in me
Yeah.
wants to know. he showed up in a way that wasn't surprising. He said, I know that she doesn't love me for me, and that is the closure that I need. I said, baby,
Yeah.
if we could all have a little sprinkle of that,
Right.
we would be good.
Right. But you
Honey.
know what
We
just
would be
flashed over my
great.
eyes just now? I was like,
What girl? What you
Megan,
see?
don't be like, you ever seen the movie? It's with Reese Witherspoon. I don't know what the movie is. It's like she go back into town and she got to get divorced from her real husband, and it's like he just a simple guy. She wanted better for her life. You know what movie I'm talking about? Shit, what's that movie
Girl,
called?
but keep explaining.
And she goes back and she's like just trying to get him to sign divorce papers, but he's like not doing it, and he's made a life for himself, but he's like this small town just nice guy or whatever, and he was like her long lost love, and now she's about to get married to some other guy, but she starts like falling for him again. I was like, Megan, don't be that woman in 10-15 years and you're going back to your small town guy who's just nice and you want him. Like, I can't think of what the movie is called, but it's with
I don't know, but it gives me The Guy That Got Away.
Yeah.
I feel like Jordan for Megan is gonna be the guy that got away. I mean, I hope she's happy. So I'm not saying like this is like 100% what's gonna happen. But Jordan had a lot of characteristics that, like, there are a lot of women I feel like just praying for in a man in terms of emotional intelligence, willingness to communicate, like being open and vulnerable about what they're feeling and experiencing. Like, he was just doing what a lot of women wish would happen with their man. So
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you can't find a good mix, if you ain't finding a Jordan with the money, then you might have lost. You might have lost because Jordan can make money.
Well,
some of these things that we want, like men to rise to the occasion for, don't necessarily.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That's what I thought she was picking in him.
Yeah. And I will say though, with Jordan, I am with you with the whole like ambition thing. I don't know if it's 100% there, but some people don't have like these large ambitions because they're not exposed to it. And so perhaps like being with a Megan would have exposed him to certain things to realize like there's problems you can't throw your money at, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're like this stuck up person with no morals or values. But I think the way Megan was talking about money, it was very surface level. And so I think it's hard to get behind that. It's not like she was like, I do these things so that X, Y, and Z, and we'll be able to spend more time with our kids if we pay for this, or if we have like a night nurse, or it wasn't like morally or like values rooted. It was, I like to go out and have a good time with my friends, and I want you to be able to go with me, or I want you to be able to take me to nice fancy restaurants and buy Dior and Gucci shoes. Like, it wasn't giving like, I have this money, now let me do something positive for my life. And these things, I'm not saying these things are negative, but in terms of who Jordan is, I'm sure Jordan would have resonated with it a little better if it was rooted in like necessities and things that would make like the daily hassles of life a little bit easier. Personally.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we have anything else on this couple? Because they were the only two that I really thought had the chance.
Yeah.
They were the only two.
Yeah. Nope, that's it.
All
Should
right.
we move on to our beloved KB and Edmond? Baby Edmond said, no cold feet, my feet are hot. Boy, he was ready. My boy was ready.
Girl, why is that my first comment on the notes? Is
yes.
Hot feet. Okay.
That teacher had me crying when she came in and was talking about her experience having Edmond as a student. Because as someone who does a lot of psychological testing, there are a lot of little black boys with a lot of energy. And the fact that she was like teaching you and realizing that even through all of the movement, all of the energy, you were listening to what I was saying. And I just had to restructure the way I taught and be okay with you moving around. I thought that was so beautiful. It had me in tears. I was like, this is nice. Like this is what we wish like some of these white teachers would get. Like just because you see somebody moving around does not mean that they're necessarily like this large disruption. Like sometimes there's a lot of energy going on and they need to they got to have a place to get it out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Edmond represented that for her as
Yeah.
a teacher.
And then also, I think I mentioned this before, that boys in general, I read this book, I can't remember who wrote it, but The Male Brain, and they just talk about how, like, boys really do learn, like, the way their brain is wired, they learn best moving and doing things and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Also with the teacher at the end, after KB said no, when she came around and gave him, like, that sort of pep talk, I thought the pep talk was really great. I just thought it was, like, a nice pick me up, just talking about what he needs and just finding, what's for him or whatever.
Yeah, I
Um,
think she said, like, that means that God has something else for
yeah,
you,
yeah, I thought that
or
was
something to that extent. Yeah.
yeah, I thought
Her speech when she came to the dressing room was also nice. She was talking about how, like, all of these people would show up for him for his games and stuff, and, like, how, affectionate he was and the impact that he has on people. So I thought that was a nice affirmation going into the wedding, despite the outcome. But yeah, seems like she was very impactful in his life, and so that is nice.
yeah, I mean,
And
she walked him down the aisle. Let me talk about this mom, because I was like, I was giving the mom I was giving her
too
some
much.
props. But Imma say this what Imma say. Sometimes I realize, like, I be too naive, in my life. Like, my friends, they will call me my family, like the Huxtables. Like, we just grew up very, like, my dad. Victoria knows
Yeah.
my dad. And so, like, they always be like, yo, Huxtable ass, grow up. Like, it was very, 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 I wouldn't say sheltered, but, like, I didn't have a lot of trauma and things like that. And so, like, when I saw Edmund's mom in that first episode, I was like, okay, look at this mom showing up, blah blah blah. But her not showing up for this wedding gave me a whole different perspective and just kind of illuminated
Mhm.
part of, like, what could have been their issues growing up. Her just,
Mhm.
being very sometimey, because you can sometimes show up and give a lot of love, and then sometimes you just miss the ball completely. Like, how are you
Mhm.
letting this woman who is his fifth grade teacher, you birthed him? How are you not here for this moment to walk him down the aisle? I don't know. I mean, maybe there's more going on about, like, whether she liked KB, whether she was in support of the marriage or whatever, but he doesn't give me liar. That's what he doesn't give me, and he was like, it has nothing to do with her. So she just was busy, and I'm just like, see, that's how your son got part of his, like this loneliness sort of yearning or whatever. He's got abandonment issues, girl. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you continuing
Yeah.
to do that. He opened the door for you to
Yes.
be in his life, and you're continuing to uh re-injure that wound, if that makes sense. I don't know.
And you could tell he was let down. And I think the
Yes.
affirmations that KB's mama came in there with let me know how bad this is, because she knew he needed a mother presence
Mhm.
in that moment. And I definitely was like, yeah. I did say in the last episode, that tapping at the table told me everything I needed to know. Now, I will say, I think the mix of, like, the African garb and, like, the spiritual talk, the waist
That got
beads, it
me.
was
It's
giving,
like,
like, okay,
like,
yeah, well, not only that, because I was like, okay, maybe she's come around and she's done a lot of
oh,
work,
yeah.
but I think even this, I am with you, where, like, her not showing up at this wedding and how Edmund had to cope through that in that moment, and, like, the things that were being said because his mother was not there, not only from the fifth grade teacher, but KB's mother who just met this man,
Yes.
uh, let me know that no, he's been let down a lot, and there was
Yes.
probably a lot of neglect. And
Yes.
I hate to say it, but it was probably also some drugs in the mix because of the way the daddy was looking. I said the daddy, the teeth.
The dad
I
was
hate to
there.
say it. The light skinned man was his dad
The light-skinned man was his dad? What, like, are you
in the
sure?
front. He said my dad was gonna be here, and they kept showing him. I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure that was his daddy. Let me know
Not
in
you
the
talking about
comments
some
if
teeth
I'm
man. And
incorrect.
he was a little heavy set?
Yeah.
That okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was thinking over to the mom and the daddy. He a little chocolate,
I
so how that happened? But ain't no. But there is no other race in the world. If a black woman gonna spit about the entire rainbow, so maybe somebody brother a little dark skin. Who
yeah,
knows? My
maybe.
grandma is light skinned with green eyes, so no,
I don't know,
she
though.
really is.
That's so
She really is.
interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. No, but I done seen some, like, this ain't really the daddies. daddy situations, but
Yeah. But also too, if that was the case, right? Considering situations
mm,
and things, it could have been. But yeah, I think this right here, her not showing up, solidified for me. Edmund has been through a lot, and I think
yeah,
that was also resonated in the way KB even let him down.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Before I get on KB, let me talk about last thing with her mom. I liked her mom. I felt like she was
Yeah.
a straight up and down, very like
Yeah.
just solid woman. She seemed like right.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
and when she was talking about them, that like the people who need to be there are there, all the people who need to be there are there. It reminded me of this like years ago. A friend of mine threw something, and not a lot of people showed up, but a lot of us who were her like core friends, we were there. And one of her friends said like she was kind of upset about it, and she was like, "Do you got the main characters. Your main characters and your supporting characters are here. What you want the extras? You want the extras to be just here to fill a room?" And I was like, it made me think of that what KB's mom said, like, it just made me, it's like the people in your life that are really here supporting you, they're here, and you don't need all the extras just to, have them there. But mom, it shouldn't be an extra. She shouldn't be an extra. She should be a main character. But that's, we don't get to
That's the
choose our
only person I
parents.
thought she was referencing in that. To be honest,
Um.
I mean, I don't know
Oh
who else
yeah.
he was
Oh
anticipating,
yeah.
but
I don't know.
I felt like that was
They
coming from the
the
spirit of
audience of
like
their
your mama
wedding
not here.
period was a little scant, and it was a little weird
Slim.
looking to me. But I mean,
Yeah.
let me not say weird, but it was like it wasn't enough black people in that audience for me. Like I'm
Because I
like,
definitely was like, who? I said, whose side is this? And then Evan turned to the other, Evan Daddy was on the other side, so I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, give me where your people at, girl. I was like, maybe they
Yes.
in the bridesmaids, they coming down the aisle and then they gonna sit there.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't see enough chocolate in this audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, KB, I'm gonna let you go first on your thoughts because I wasn't. I don't have. I said most of what I've said on KB in the last.
Yeah. The setup was given, she was about to say yes. So I was like clutching my pearls a little bit. Like, is she
Yeah.
about to like Ali and Anton setup was given? No, this shit finna be a no. Okay.
For both
But
of them, I was thinking these
yeah,
ladies are like about to be a yes by the way they're acting, but I know that they're a
yes,
no because I've seen this whole
yes,
season. You get what I'm saying? But it's
yes,
like
right.
they looking like they're a
Yes.
yes.
Yes. I wrote down, I was like, am I being gaslit right now to this edit?
And
Because
no, and this is my thing. I feel like KB, sh- she knew she was gonna say no. I feel
she
like,
knew she was gonna
and
say
it's
no. She did not have to go through this song and dance. And I'm like, you got the most sensitive man on the cast.
right.
Why the hell would you bring this man? He
Oh,
already sitting here let down because his mama not here.
yeah.
Why would you bring this man to the wedding? I am like actually thinking like, do the producers have an influence? Like, were the producers like Ali Anton, KB Edmond, y'all gotta have a wedding, otherwise we ain't gonna have no wedding? Like, was that the case? Because Ali also knew she was going to say no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the difference, I will say again, is that with Edmund, there is like this capacity issue. And it's clear as day, as anybody could see it. Anybody could see it. Anybody could see it. And there's not that same thing with Anton. Anton gonna be okay. It is a little sad. I did feel a little sad for him when she said no. I actually did. However, he gonna be all right. This is re-traumatizing Edmund because he ain't healed from the other traumas. And so these are reopening the same abandonment wounds that are there. And it's like, as a social worker, to me, she just doesn't get a pass for continuing this long when she knew that this, like, the longer you go, it could traumatize him. Like, even the way he was, I could tell he just, you look so good. I'm just
so
like,
good.
He was a teenager in having his first love. The way he was talking to his teacher.
Hold me accountable. Give me that pressure.
Girl, and it's just like he won't ready. He won't ready. He won't ready. I'm not trying to sit here and say she should have said yes because she should have said no, but she should have been said no. been said no to this man. Save him the time and save you. And she at the end, she was like, I felt guilty because yeah, you should feel guilty. You should feel guilty for moving
Right.
along all this long with him. You could have just cut his losses. If he had learned right after the pods, or if he had learned in the pods that he wasn't moving forward, it would have just been like, oh man, it didn't happen for me either,
Yeah, it
guys.
didn't work out.
He would have had his boys to
Yeah.
bond with, whatever. But the deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper you go, the more and more he's like, Issa, he didn't even see that she was going to say
it
no.
coming. Yes.
Re-traumatizing.
And my thing is like, I feel a little bit like, because even the way KB let him down in this, she was doing a lot of like regulating for him, like immediately giving him the hug, and it's like, this is probably how she's been showing up off camera a lot, because on camera she ready to go in, but off camera probably trying to regulate for him, and was trying to get him to this moment for what. And that's why I said I don't know if after she saw it wasn't going to work, she said, let me be on this camera screen for as long as I can so I can get something out of this, because there's no way she knew she was going to say no. And I feel like I hate to say this, but I manipulated the situation, manipulated that man.
Yeah. I said that last episode. I said, I don't know if I called her. I said it was emotionally manipulative or emotionally, I don't want to say abusive, because that's like kind of strong, but there's something about the fact that she should be trained more than anybody. Like more than the casting people. She should be trained as a social worker. That's what I'm saying.
Even the way she was coping with him.
Yeah.
The way she was coping with him was giving social worker.
Yeah, but that's what
she knew. Rub the back, soothe him.
Yeah.
She knew, because she is a social worker.
Yeah.
Somebody fresh off the street with no skills would not even know how to help Edmond like chill out and come down in those moments.
Yeah, I agree with that. Look. I just,
it's giving. I know when to get to a 10, and I know when to help you through it, to talk you through it, and that's the part where I'm like, it's manipulation, babes. Like, I hate to say that, but it is, because yes, you out of everybody should know better.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, for me with KB, like I feel like it wasn't enough people like saying, girl, what's going on? A lot of people were congratulating her. And I remember even somebody in our comments, I didn't get a chance, I don't know if you did, but I didn't get a chance to respond to comments. But somebody was like, we're babying
that we were babying this girl.
Did you respond to that? Because I didn't respond.
Girl, I did not. Hey, if you're listening,
I know.
Here's the response.
I just like, I can't. Like, it's like, this girl is trained. He clearly, anybody who could see him clearly recognizes he does not have the capacity to do. He shouldn't be on the show. He shouldn't have been on the show. The casting people failed. She failed. But today I was watching, I can't remember the podcast, but they were talking about like people were coming at them as well about like girl, I can't speak, infantilizing him. And it's just like, you're not, you're recognizing that there is something that's not at a normative functioning, like for an adult who's in there, I don't know, he's 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
It's just, there's something that's delayed in the development. And as a social worker, she should know that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. Not enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said last episode. Yeah, I think the way people are responding is just a representation of, one, mental health being stigmatized, and then two, people just not understanding how it shows up in a variety of ways. Like, mental health is very diverse, and different experiences lead to different outcomes. And if you're not aware of those things, you just see it as like, well, this person can speak, he can walk, he can talk, he can do this, he can do that. And so it must be a grown man in his 30s with a fully developed brain. Like, there's no way he can have an intellectual disability or autism or this. And it's like, no, it shows up and it looks different for different people, and you can't just take it for face value.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
And
yeah,
I also think that like what you said about the stigma is very real as well, because it's like people look at it as like you're saying something bad about this person, and it's
yeah,
like it's no more bad than you saying like no, recognizing that person has cancer or some other disease. Like they
yeah,
didn't choose to have this. It's not their
right,
fault. Like it's just something they have to heal from, and their life has to be adjusted because they have this
mhm,
mental health issue or this, whatever, even with trauma, you know what I mean? Like it's literally it's not their fault that this
yeah,
happened. And I think that's why a lot of people are kind of having difficulty seeing us or in other podcasts who may not want to go in on Edmund and like be like, oh, he this and he that, because it's like we clearly recognize that there's something going on, but that's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? He's in one of the podcasts, I can't even remember who it is. It's a popular podcast, but um they were talking about like he could have taken a very different route in this process. Like he could have like responded to this trauma in a very negative way, but he's done all that he can do. He's gone to college. He's, tried to be optimistic. He's tried to like be a happy go lucky type of guy. And I agree with that. It's like
yeah. I thought she was gonna say something else. I saw my face was turned up. I'm like, they said
what you
what? But
no, I'm just saying like
I thought you were gonna say like it could have like it was worse. Like he could have. I thought you were gonna say that people were saying that he could be doing better, and it's like or that he could have chose a different route.
No, yeah,
As
they were
if
saying
like his
he could have
circumstances weren't headed to him.
yeah, he could have like succumbed to some of like the more because it's like Joy, I think her name is Joy DeGroy. Dr. Joy DeGroy
Yeah,
Leary.
Joy DeGraw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DeGroy, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
She talks about post traumatic. She says it in post traumatic
Stress syndrome.
slave syndrome, yeah,
Slave syndrome, yes.
but talking about post traumatic stress syndrome and like kind of just saying how like everybody responds to stress in very different ways. Two people could be in New York on the 9/11 on the same day and have totally different, trauma experiences.
Reactions.
Just
Yeah.
totally different.
Mhm.
And so it's like the same trauma doesn't produce the same thing in everybody. And so it could have like I said, his response could have been a life of crime and people abandon me, I'm abandon them, and like just this antisocial whatever sort of aspect or route. But he's gone and tried to be a very, very like upstanding guy, it seems
Positive member of society.
but it's just
literally.
he got his issues. That I'm not trying to say he got his issues, but it's like the issues is because of the stuff. So it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but my thing is too, like you can't like people coming down on him, and I'm like, honestly, this is a wonderful example of resilience and resolve to have gone through what he has gone through, and we don't even know. All we know is that he's been taken out of the home multiple times, but that is enough to set any baby back. Years, right? Like on top of we don't know if he was malnourished. Like
we don't know what his real trauma
biology.
Is. Yeah,
we don't know if his mama was drinking and on drugs when he was in the womb. Okay, like we don't know. We can maybe make some of the, but we don't know. Look, we don't know.
Look,
and it's some of us dealing with some traumatized people who ain't healed. And you feeling the effects of that shit. And it ain't nothing like what Edmond doing. Edmond hiding in closets. Some of y'all getting slapped around.
Don't. I ain't got time. No, that is real. Yeah, no,
some of y'all getting cussed out.
Yeah.
Some of y'all getting hung up on. Girl. Some of y'all getting like, hello. It's a lot of effects of trauma that looks a lot different than wanting to wear a colorful bow tie and you can't necessarily emotionally regulate, and so you cry a lot.
Yeah. No, that's real. I was just watching them throughout the whole wedding with my little Chrissy Teigen. Like it's hard. I was just like my face when I watch Edmond and KB on the screen. I literally be like,
it's cringy.
Yes, I'd be like,
it's cringy,
and it's like. I can't, like, I literally will see myself being like, just like this the whole time watching their scenes. It's a lot. But I was like, not the pick making it to the wedding. That thing was It was in the back of his head.
Child, a pick and a chain, honey. When he walked out, he had that sign that said Edmond across his chest in the limo.
Oh yeah, I thought he just took something
take
from
the neon sign.
You said what?
He took that neon sign off the wall somewhere and put it around his neck.
I know.
He said, this is my chain, honey.
Yeah. But I was like that.
But anyways, yeah, y'all, we're not babying that man. It's just recognizing, like, if it walk like a dog, or what is it? If it quack like a duck, walk like a duck, it's a duck, baby. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's a duck. And some people, they need a little bit of grace. And I'm not saying KB is not extending any grace, but KB is getting the flack because she's a social worker who understands the system, who has been in this. She should know better. She should know better.
Because us, non-social work, you trained, but I'm like, my ass ain't a social worker and I know better. So I'm like, KB, I know your ass know better. Come on now.
Yeah. And honestly, Edmond just needs to find somebody who's willing to get in the mud with him, because you can have a lot going on in that. And I know you're not saying this, but just in general, to like just the public, right? In the response to this, it does not mean that Edmond is unlovable. We just saw Gucci Mane. He just came out and he said he got schizophrenia. And Keisha Kayor, she see when them episodes come in and she lock in, she take his phone, she changing all the passwords to all of his social media, so he don't get on social media going on no rants, doing anything he would regret. She makes sure he is like in lock and chain and full of the support system is round the clock. And so you just need somebody who's willing to get in the paint with you. And that's all Edmond needs, is somebody who's willing to say, you know what, I see the scars and I'm willing to put some band-aids on top because I know how you love me and I love the way that you love me, and how you love me is enough for me. And so I'm going to show up for you in X, Y, and Z ways that you need. So
that's interesting. I didn't know that about Gucci Mane.
He just came out with a book about it. It's called Episodes. I want to read it. But I was like, this is beautiful, like, because it shows, and I love that it was. I mean, Gucci Mane and Keisha Kayor, I feel like this is great because they've been very strong for a really long time. And
people have really celebrated them and their union.
Yes, exactly. And so it's like, it could happen to anybody.
For sure.
Anybody.
For sure.
Anybody.
Yeah. I'm really glad that is something that he's speaking out about. I do think that it's a very, like, it's just people don't realize, like, it's not even education around it all. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like, even with like schizophrenia and things like that. I remember being in court one time and the other party had a client who had schizophrenia. And I remember I was just like, I don't know. I just don't even know. Am I safe? Like, I didn't know any information about it all. And the more I've learned about like some of these mental health disorders, like a lot of those, like schizophrenia, they're more of a danger to themselves than anybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not, it doesn't make them dangerous. It doesn't make them, do these different things. I mean, and Edmond doesn't have schizophrenia at all. I mean, that's not what he's giving, in my view.
Yeah.
You the psychologist, but he's not giving that to
but
me.
It's just like, show, right? Like something as like schizophrenia is a serious mental illness. It's on the scale of mental illnesses. It is probably one of the most severe, next to bipolar and all these other things, right? And so when you think about the fact that like Edmond is showing up this way and people are like, I can't believe you guys are getting behind Edmond, KB, and it's like, no, there is a way. If you say that you're going to love somebody, there is a way to commit. If you're gonna love them where they're at and what they come with, you got to do it. That's the assignment that you're signing up for. And I thought in the beginning KB was willing to do it. I did. I was like, she choosing it. She see it. She like, my man, this, my man, this, my man, that. But as we saw down the line, things was getting very tumultuous.
Yeah, it gave performative. It gave performative, but it is what it is. Like,
my man.
I know, right?
Even up there,
even up there
at the wedding.
Yeah,
I love you, boo. Yes, you look good too. Yeah, I love you. No, like, imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I
you
did
my
notice.
Person.
I ain't got time. One thing I did notice though, this is a little throwaway comment. I was like, not her friends coming in, the bridesmaids coming in with a Target bag. I'm like, girl, we boycotting Target. What y'all in here with Target? Okay.
Right.
But I don't know. I was like, maybe it was before. Maybe it was like before the boycott. I'm like, when does boycott start? Because it feel like it's been going on for a long time, y'all.
Well, I
I
mean,
personally, as a person who
now they
likes
talking about we
Target,
ain't doing nothing for Christmas.
you
So
said
who
what?
knows, child? They said Christmas and Thanksgiving
Oh,
canceled. So
I believe in that too. To be honest,
yeah.
I believe that we need financial boycotts right now.
Yes.
If you know, you know. I ain't got trying to
Yes.
get into nothing, but if you know, you know. Financial boycotts for the state of things right now.
Yes. No, honestly.
But yeah,
Anything else I know?
anything else? No. I just wonder, like,
Um,
I wonder what's like. Evan need to be in therapy. That's what he need to be. He need to be in therapy, and he need to be
yeah.
like people around him need to just come on now, because even
Yeah.
the way he was like, I'm just
And who's to
so
say he's
lonely.
not?
Say what? Yeah, who's to say not?
Who's to say he's not or he never has? Because let me tell you, it was not until I started doing therapy, like general mental health therapy, like talk therapy. We meet weekly, that I realized that no, it's people out here who need to be in therapy for like 5-6 years until they truly tap in to their trauma and how it has manifested through their life. Like, because when you are like through our training and stuff, we do a lot of like our internships are in like serious mental health settings. So like we're dealing with people with schizophrenia. We're talking to families and how to be supports and things like that. And so you don't realize like, no, like the day-to-day things, the people who look like you and I that are dealing with stuff that happened years ago through their childhood, like, no, it affects you. Like Edmond is one of those people. And so he would probably be in therapy for KB is one of them people. She would be in therapy for a while to get through them things. Like, and it is what it is. It don't mean that anything is wrong with you or that you crazy, but it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
Therapy takes time.
Yeah. And I think he's a person who would do well. I feel like in therapy. I don't know if he's doing it or whatever, because he gives me that he's a willing, participant in things, But anyway, I don't know.
Anything else on them?
No, nothing else.
All right, team.
Let's
Allie and Anton.
Yeah, let's get into Allie and Anton.
Again, I just knew the way that set up. Again, I felt gaslit. I felt straight up gaslit. Like, and it's like they had more clips of Allie talking than Anton talking. It's like they wanted to give us the hope and potential that maybe. It's like we knew if anyone was saying no, it was Allie. So let's just try and stir them up a little bit and have them hear her say, I love him and he's a great man and all these wonderful things about him 10 times over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking for a moment that she was gonna say especially when the mom came by. His mom, when she came by. I was like,
I'm about to say, because when her mama came in and talked about that alcohol, that's when I was like, oh, it's a wrap. And then the friends was talking about, can he support you? No. I was like, oh, it might also be a wrap.
I was like, the friends were funny because she was like, he makes good money. The friends like, sure.
Well,
sure.
No, she said he makes very good money. And then she said, well, he makes good money.
Girl. Somebody did like this little post talking about what everybody made before. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know if it's accurate. I don't know where they get these figures from. How would you know? I don't know. But they listed his income as somewhere around, it was like 70,000 or it was like 60,000 or something like that. And so I don't know. I don't know.
Truck drivers, I know they make money. They at least in the six figures, a lot of them.
Oh, maybe he is, but
especially if he
there.
has his own dispatch thing going on.
I don't know what he got.
If he's not the one being sent out, he is the dispatch and the driver.
Okay, maybe he
probably
makes
some good money.
But that friend, was she rushing herself because she was giving an accent? She was like, sure, she had much shade. She's like, he got potential for this way and potential for that way.
Potential for that way.
How we don't
now
know.
I will say the way they also said that they was what you're talking to two women about to get divorced. Or something like that. They said something to that extent.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, and I wrote down, honey, these ain't the two women you need to be getting
they
advice from if they talking
women.
about yes,
you want to have a good old, bash a man, call your divorce. It's like no.
Yes. But yeah, when the mama came in and said, I don't like that he drinks.
Drinking. Yeah.
I was like, okay, so you've clearly expressed it to your mother, and maybe you've clearly expressed it to your mother, and it has now stuck, and you ain't getting out of that one. So
I was surprised though. I was a little thrown off because I was like, she's defending Anton a lot around these everybody. Everybody got like, I don't. And she's like, well, he. I was like, it's giving. I'm trying to justify because I'm saying yes. And so that's what I was thinking. They fooled me the whole way through that one. Even because I came in knowing she was a no, but I was like, is she a yes? I don't know.
yes. Well, they had all of those is he because she's already gone around and bashed him. She has said she's giving them all the ammo to say, is he?
Yeah.
So it is now low key her fault that he looking bad. Like, cause she sat there and complained to him, not saying that Anton is not responsible for his behaviors at all. However, we all know it's certain things you just don't tell your friends about your man if you don't want it to stick. I'm not going to my mama about with my man because I already know, baby.
I'm the wrong person. I be telling everything. I know, and girl, I'm not the right one. Like I need to be truthful with the people who can give me good advice.
Oh my goodness!
I'm horrible about that. I'm horrible about
a married woman. So
you said what?
There's nothing wrong with that. But I do feel like it's certain things that you probably shouldn't share.
Probably.
I'm like depending on where you are in your relationship, right? Like a married person probably shouldn't go to their non-married or not in a relationship friends about certain. And same thing with a married man. Like if you ain't talking to married men about it, we don't need to be discussing it because that's like Cal and what's his name in Love Is Blind UK. They talking to each other and you ain't talking to no married friends, and now both of y'all getting divorced on the same day. Yeah,
absolutely. It was interesting though. I was like, why they had a little shot of the little girl bursting out in tears? I was like, not the little girl crying. She was like,
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it? Oh yeah, it was a little girl, and I was like, she cried so hard. I thought she was on Anton's side, like she was on Allie's side, but she was just like,
oh yes, when they were all in the circle. Dress. Yeah.
No, like after she said no, she was just like,
yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you told me when it was in the circle, in the back, like around Allie.
No. Yes, outside.
Yeah, outside. And then one friend was like, okay, let's go. And I was with her. I was like, girl, because you going, and the second's supposed to be awkward because his family going to come up. Because one of his family members was like, fucking bitch. Or what she say? Yeah. She was like, this bitch.
She said, hold on, I got the notes. Notes.
Get your notes. I wrote it down too, but I'm like, my notes all over the place. Because I was like,
he said,
cold-hearted bitch. Yes. We found our notes.
She didn't appreciate you.
That
was going in.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. I liked his mom, Anton's mom. Yeah. And just even like she just was very mommy-ish, you know. She was like, she came into the room.
My
she's
son,
like,
yeah, the best.
I love
my
you,
favorite,
love you.
My love.
Yeah, it's no socks. Everything. Good sign. Mismatched socks. Like got him in that last interview with his legs crossed, looking at food, because the mama gonna love you through anything. But you saw the socks; they were mismatched at the end. I was like, all right, you could have changed them, Anton. But I was like, is these the socks you came with? Is this the only socks you have?
Were you drinking too much last night that you didn't get the right socks?
I know. But yeah. And you saw his party friend. His party friend showed up and he had no words to say. The wedding. He probably was mad at him, but like check your girl. Like she's the thread that pulled this whole relationship loose.
Yeah. No, honestly, when they go back to watch it,
funny.
It's not going to be the best.
Yeah.
It was interesting that she mentioned, like, you know, it's not just the drinking, it's all of his healthy habits, like or unhealthy habits.
Yeah. I mean,
the cameraman pans to him eating chips.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we saw her sister. That was another thing that was like, okay, this whole sister they were talking about. She showed up, and she was
gave
like
her disapproval.
Yeah, but then she, that's the way you need to do it, I guess. If you're gonna disapprove, show up and then say it. But say, I want you to whatever's happy, best for you. So,
I don't need to hear you disapproval. Just be there and be in support. Quite honestly, I already know you disapprove, so you don't need to announce it. Like
yeah.
it's not about you at all. Quite frankly, I can't talk today. It's not about you at all. Quite frankly, so I don't care what you disapprove of. It ain't your
Yeah.
life. That's how I feel. If you
Yeah.
had any disapproval to speak on, you should have said that before you came on the wedding day.
No, that's
But on this
real.
wedding day, don't come in here stressing me out with your thoughts and getting in my head before I'm about to say yes or no, especially in this type of experience.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. You could have said it off camera, and then today just show up and be there. It's
Yeah.
happening, okay?
Yes.
But except it
Yes.
wasn't happening, so, you know.
Right.
But, and I also like what the mom was saying, this is for the best. Whatever you know, if she
Yeah.
says no, it's for the best. If she says yes, it's for the best, because it's like whatever's for you is for you. And that's why I'm so surprised at why Anton is so, like, I don't know. I guess it's just like he was so concerned about her saying no. It's like, if you're concerned about them saying no, then doesn't that make you, like, think differently about how, whether you're loved, you know what I mean? It's not just about how you he was like, she's my person, whether I'm her person." I'm like, how's she gonna be your person if you're not her person?" It's a
Right.
mutual sort of thing. It's
Agreements.
yeah,
Yes.
it's
We
not.
both have to come to this. It takes two, honey, not one.
Yeah. And I think people sometimes think, like, that somebody can be for them if the person is
Yeah,
not.
1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah, and it's like, you can like them a lot, yes, but they're not your person. Like, otherwise you just don't believe in the synchronicity of the universe. Like, the universe, this
Yeah.
whole universe that's like got flowers that grow because pollen and bees and all this ecosystem that works together. It's like, if it were to, like, they didn't leave you out. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your
Yeah.
person, it's gonna match back. You may really like them,
Yeah.
and you may really think they're attractive, or you may never have found this what you see in them in someone else. But if they're your person, it's gonna match. It's gonna
Yeah.
link back, and so,
Yeah, I will say that's the one thing with this experience. I felt like if you're not going down that aisle and you know 100% that other person is gonna say yes, like Megan and Kieran
yeah,
in
and Love
UK,
Is Blind
if
UK,
it's
yeah.
not that feeling, just say no. If
Mhm.
it's worth y'all dating, y'all already know y'all gonna try it out anyways. If y'all end up saying yes and you're unsure, you're likely gonna end up being divorced.
I think
So
people should go through, but I think they should go through. I think the experiment works better when people go through versus, like, just dating. But I do agree that, like, if you're not sure, then
yeah,
it's
I'm
probably
saying it
not your
works when
person.
people know that they're sure. When you're not sure,
Yeah.
they drop it like flies.
Yeah. Yeah.
The not sure
Yeah.
folks, it be you can't even get to the reunion.
I
Like we ain't even make it
know.
in a year. And if we
Yeah.
made it to the reunion married, it's 1,000 problems we talking about at the reunion. Like so a year later, all the things that were making you unsure are still there.
Yeah. It's
So
interesting. I don't know what I mean, I was about to jump to the reunion, but anything else on Ellie and Anton?
oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know what the reunion is going to really have. I'm gonna tune in. But I'm like,
Yeah.
what we about to talk about, y'all? What we about to talk about? How everything was just a train wreck? Like, maybe
Yeah.
will make for a very messy, good reunion, because nobody cares about anybody. Everybody here to throw shots, maybe, because
Maybe.
maybe. But I'm like, I don't know what we gonna be talking about, y'all. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, our reunion episode will be coming out a little later though, y'all, because I'll be out of town. So just so y'all know.
Yeah.
But I think that is it. Have you got
Yeah.
anything else?
I don't. But yeah, next season of Love Is Blind, we'll
Yes.
catch you.
Alrighty. Bye.
All right, bye.